Hey, Coach, welcome to our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe down below and click up above. That way you'll be notified of everything that kind of comes through. If you're looking to win championships, if you're looking to have a messy basement like this, but a basement like this, go down over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. It's the resources, it's mentoring, it's the one-stop shop for basketball coaches. Go over and check it out. Have a great day.
All right.
This
All right.
meeting is
Welcome to High School Hoops. All right. Today we're going to talk a couple topics. This is a good topic, I think, for a coach at any level, not just necessarily high school. But this was your topic, Coach. I know I've talked about this a little bit before, but what's your why? Why do you coach?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you dive into that a little bit, and then I'll talk about what I think.
I mean, it really came up. I've been, doing this a while. In our league this year, we had three guys given their resignation, and you wonder, one of them made the second round of the states. One of them had a really bad season, all different reasons. And what you're really coming to find out is like none of them enjoyed what they were doing. And some of them are head coaches of different programs. One's a head football coach, one's a girls volleyball, so they know how to coach. But I think in basketball, and again, I'm not going to aggrandize like what we do, but I think if you're coaching high school basketball, you really need to have a why to keep you in, because it's difficult and it's got peaks and valleys.
It's a long season.
Oh, it's so long. And I think if you don't have that why, when you come home at night, sometimes there might be no reason that I want to go there the next day. So what is there? Is that you want to win a state championship? If that's the reason, you're probably not going to get to come home every day.
Well, you're going to be sad an awful lot. I mean, I've won 3, and it's like, okay, so that means the other, 27 seasons, I'm going to be miserable. I mean, did I want to win one this year? Yeah, but I did. And it was still one of the most fun seasons I had. So I think it changes a little bit too. So I'm not going to make excuses. I know in my 20s, it was my why was I just wanted to win, and I was going to rip your head. I mean, the competitive juices from still being a player, I think, were flowing through me, and I'm still competitive, but I think your why shifts as you experience this longer, and you find out that it's really not about the wins. It's about the relationships and the community and the lessons. I call them life lessons that you teach the kids on a daily basis.
And there's gonna be days when your entire team hates you. And if
There's
you're
still
building
guys that hate me, yeah.
exactly, and if you're building it off the relationships, when you come home at night, you're gonna feel like, why am I even doing this? Like, the kids hate me. I should just quit tomorrow. They'd be happier with the assistant tomorrow.
Right.
So then what is the why? Like, why are you coming home and wanting to go to work the next day and coach? And part of my why is the values and the everyday. Hey, we're a team, we're a family, we're a thing. I'm a program, and I think that a successful coach has to feel like that. I'm a program, and when you get into this, you become part of this.
Right.
And I think that can be a why that you can use every day.
I think what coaches don't understand is you have their attention, so you can influence. And I teach math. I teach seniors. It's spring. It's brutal. It's brutal. It's brutal. So I don't have their attention. I understand that I don't have their attention because I've done it for a really long time. But I did have their attention till spring break. But in basketball, you really have something they want. So there's a lot of forks and values and things that you can teach them that are going to, because the ball stops bouncing for everybody at some point. LeBron's going to have to hang up his shoes at some point. Michael hung up his shoes at some point. They all hang up their shoes at some point. Charles, they find other things like Barkley. You find other things to do, but you have to hang up the tennis shoes. And hopefully the mentors and the things have taught you things along the way. Because you're right. It's, you know, you're probably as influential as their parents, because their parents don't know anything. At least and you might not know anything, but you have something they want. You have a cookie they want or a present they want, which is playing time, stardom,
and I
all
think
that
it's
kind of stuff.
important for our own mental health, like, because if you're just banging your head against the wall and just trying to win games, it's not going to be, you're going to burn out, and you are going
You're going to be
to,
unhappier more than you're happy. And I've won 80% of my high school games that I've coached. If I was, I mean, you know, trust me, early in my career, every loss was like someone stabbed me in the heart. It's like you can't, if I don't remember who had told me. It was maybe one of my assistants. He goes, "You're not gonna be able to, you're gonna die, Steve. You can't handle it. You're not gonna be able to do this long term unless you come up with a way of coping about this." Because it's, no one goes undefeated in their coaching career. So
yep.
you better learn real quick. The losses are gonna come along. How do you deal with them? And that's a life lesson where you were talking about with values and stuff. We were talking about my team this year. There's as many lessons to be learned from the losses as the wins. We all want to win. We all are competitive. If I play your team, you want to win as much as I want to win. But someone's going to win, someone's going to lose. It's the joy and the greatness of athletics. That should be part of your why.
And it's the showing up the next day. And it's the, hey, we're doing the same thing today we did yesterday. It doesn't matter that we lost. Sure, we're going to tweak things and we're going to change something.
And the film session might be a little longer because we have some things we need to work on. Yep.
Yeah, but we're not gonna wallow, and because that's not how life works. You can't just not go to work the next day because you had a rough one. And I think for me that's been my why is we're going to keep trucking along and doing what we're doing no matter what, because that's how life works. And the wins and the losses are gonna come as they go, and it is what it is.
Right. And you went out with your buddies last night and had a few too many sodas. I'm sorry, but you still got to get up and go to work, or you're not going to be able to pay your electric bill, Sorry.
Yeah. or maybe your boss will say, "You're not hired. You're gone.
You're gone." Right. Yeah.
And that'll be how it is in one of our programs. If you don't show up to practice with no, you might be gone.
I did that last year. Kid, I gave him so many chances too. Oh my gosh.
I give so many chances now.
I was just being too nice, but it's like, and just didn't show up. This didn't show up. It's like, what?
Yeah.
How do you not show up? Like, I don't get that.
They think differently though. Like we had
it's impulsive. They're impulsive.
We had a junior quit impulsively. Literally was struggling to put on his sneakers, and we said, "If you don't get your sneakers on, you should go home." He went home, quit, but then immediately was like following the team on Instagram and was wondering when spring league was for this. Like they don't connect that. Like
you're done. If you quit, you ain't ever coming back.
Yeah,
what do you?
I don't get it.
No, you're not going to drop your gun and walk back. The
Different
battle's
breeds.
over there. Yes.
Different kids.
It is. It is. All right. Anything else on that, Coach?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Yeah. I think what coaches need to really do is think about your why. And my bit of advice would be write it down. Write your mission statement down. Write that statement that you want to be, because it will shift and move as you shift and move as a human being. So I always try to do that usually in the fall. Think about, all right, what do I want out of this season? Last year, I don't believe in New Year's resolutions, but I made all the boys write down one word after the first of the year, and I said, just have a word that this is going to be your word. And my word was joy. And I told them, and I said, I'm going to explain why I picked this word. You pick whatever word you want, but I picked joy because, again, I'm getting near the end of my coaching career. I'm going to do I have other things in the hopper I want to do that will be basketball related, but I think it's time for maybe someone else in the next 2 or 3 years. And I said, I want to enjoy this. I want to enjoy every road trip and I want to feel every win and loss, because I know at some point I'm not going to do that. And it's okay. I mean, I'm doing it on my terms. A lot of coaches don't get to do it on their terms. But I said, that's what I want the season to be. I want it to be about joy. I want it to be about joy of us being together and about them. It was interesting. All the words were interesting about, it's just a little tidbit there that we did, but it was just to kind of reflect, and that was kind of my why, joy. And I'm sure I'll come up with a different one next year.
And I think that's important too, like you said, to write it down, that we have an anchor. And
you got to anchor it, and you look at it.
Like swayed away with the kids hate me today, so or we can't shoot, and they're not trying hard enough. Like, I'm done.
They're not tough.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're not tough. Yeah. I usually post mine behind my desk in my room, so I look at it every day, and it's usually 1 or 2 sentences, about what I want to get out of them. And again, if you're going in to make friends, don't go into coaching, because there's maybe one kid that's ever happy, and I'm not even sure there's ever one kid that's 100% happy, because number 2 thinks they should be 1, and number 5 thinks they should be 2, and number 7 thinks they should be starting, and number 10 thinks they should crack the top 7,
and your 1 thinks that you're not running the right
offense, and I'm not getting enough touches. So they're never always happy. You just got to treat them like human and be nice, and you'll be in good shape. All right, till next week, Coach.
Later.
Hey, Coach, so glad you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed it a lot. Actually, if you did, subscribe and like, and then go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better.